Good evening, everybody. Miss V here. Thank you for signing into our YouTube channel, and I'm so grateful to people who have subscribed. I think I'm enjoying the interactions. Today, our question that I'm answering is from Lebo Hang. Lebo Hang, shout out to you. Thank you for the question. You know, the question that you asked today is one of the most, if I say most, understand me, it's one of the most frequently asked question that we receive from our audience, be it on our WhatsApp profile. We receive this question a lot. So this question, Lebohang, you say, Miss V, where can I work after training? And will you find a job for me? So this is your question. So I am going to answer it. To everyone who is tuning in now, kindly subscribe or like our button. Hit the subscribe button. One day, if you don't like the question for today, but I assure you, one day you will find something that will interest you that we will answer. And then again, for you to find something that you can like, you can hit me on my WhatsApp, and then you can request, you can ask a question that you would want me to address. And then you can also tell me if you want a shout out on one of our videos, and then we'll kindly send a shout out to you. And then, like I said, people who are subscribing, you can actually get discounts, or you will be in the running for special offers. We will consider you first. So now back to Labor's question. So Labor, where you can work. Before I answer that question, I go back to the definition of a caregiver. What is a caregiver? So a caregiver is someone who can work with patients. It can be young patients, it can be old patients, it can be patients who just got discharged from a hospital, it can be any patient, an elderly one who has got dementia in a facility, a patient who is incontinent, meaning they don't have bladder control, a patient maybe who just needs companionship and nothing else. So a patient, the word patient, it covers a lot. So you can work with different patients. And then there is two things that we have. We have the government sectors, and then we have the private sector. So I'm going to try and break it down in both sectors, how a caregiver becomes relevant, or where can you work. So I'm going to start with the private sector, because according to my knowledge, according to our training, how we design it, our program, we are more focused on our students getting private patients, for a salary that is bit okay. But then the salary that you get, I cannot tell you that no, salaries out there you will be paid 5,000, 6,000. I have patients, for people who follow us on our statuses. There's a guy that we trained who sent his, I think I posted it on our WhatsApp status, his testimonial, whereby he was telling us that he has gotten a new job now. So that guy is getting an 18,000 Rand salary from the family. And this is just one of the stories. But then care work depends on how valuable are you? How much information do you have in you? What is your character like? Are you someone who is committed and dedicated? Because from an employer's perspective, you may say you just maybe did one training, and then when you did the training, sometimes you were not coming, and it's something that you're just trying. You just saw this thing on Facebook, and you even call it a thing. You just saw this thing, and we get that a lot. So if I do this thing, what am I going to work? Imagine that the thing that you call a thing, would you think that it would take you to an 18 grand salary? So it starts with us. How much faith do you have in what you are doing? Have you researched what is care work? Do you have a heart for taking care of patients? And then all the doors start opening. So you can work in old age homes in the private sector. There are a lot, guys, if I say there are a lot of facilities in South Africa, understand what I'm saying. There is a lot of old age homes. So if you go into the private sector and you go into old age homes, you will find that you will find employment easily there. But then for you to be accommodated in the private sector in a good facility, it requires a certain personality. You can't just have I'm trying out, I'm just joining, maybe it can work, maybe it cannot. Then you expect a serious employer to be able to accommodate you and employ you. I've got a lot of students who are working in who I have trained here in Eastras. We, like I said, we located in Eastras. I've got a lot of students who we have trained who are working in the Waterkloof region, old age homes in Mooikloof, Hazeldean. We have got Lombardy States. We have got students who are employed there. We have got students working in Centurion. We have got students who even were onliners who are working in good jobs, Northern Cape and Limpopo. We are, we everywhere, because we have got a distance program as well. We have got an online program. So we have got the training in a form that it can cater for everyone. Even if you're someone who is working and you feel like, I just want to, to change careers. I want to advance myself. I want to do a training so that, maybe I've got a lot of time on my hands and I want to move careers and go into the health career. Or you can be someone who is saying, I've got a gap year at school. I don't want to just sit. So this is a very good time. Personally, my own daughter, came here, and then she had a gap year at school because she wanted to go to UNISA. So she didn't know what to do, and then she went into care work, was trained, and then when she was trained, immediately, this was in during lockdown, and then immediately she got a job, her first job that she got, and she was 18 years old. But because of the commitment, she got a job, and then she was earning 11,000. And she worked 1 year with that patient, and then there were 3 nurses alternating on one patient, and all 3 of them were getting an 11 grand at the end of the month. So that's not money you play with. And then when the patient passed away, she worked for them for a year. When the patient passed away, then she stayed, I think, for 3 months. Now, 3 months they were putting her on a salary because they were saying, it is not your fault that Daddy passed away. We cannot leave you without a job. So it was sort of like notice for her, whereby she could search for another job. So they gave her 3 months salary because he passed away in September. So they gave her salary September, October, November, December. They gave her a bonus and then they let her go. So you can imagine, you run into clients like this. This is one of the most beautiful things about caring, is the client that you get. The sky is the limit. I have a student as well, and this is very recent, very interesting. We placed her in a practical facility, and then she contacted us and she told us, you know what, I'm not done with my practicals, but I have got a patient who is getting discharged, and then they want to go with me. They say I have gotten a job by them. So she's requesting that she stops practicals and she continues and finishes practicals while she's in the client's home. And at Home Life Care, this is a normal occurrence for us. Guys, if I say a normal occurrence, then you should get what I'm saying. This is a normal occurrence with us. Our students thrive. So if you look at the scenario like this one I've just put across now, this is someone where the patient has identified the commitment, identified that this person is dedicated to what they are doing. If you have got a character like that, then now you can start negotiating when you are with the family. How much salary are you going to give me? But not if you are watching from the terraces, you have not enrolled in the training, you have not even decided to sign up. Maybe you're just watching that you want to see, people who do it. Or maybe you saw someone like, Umakelwani, my neighbor somewhere there. I saw them doing this thing. and there's nothing there. But then they are not you. What character did they put? What training center did they go to? What belief system do they have? Because majority, I promise you, majority of the communities, they think caregiving is nothing, it doesn't pay. So if you join the club of people who believe that caregiving is nothing, guys, I promise you it will be difficult. It will be very difficult. So this is not a profession that you watch from the terraces. This is a profession that is real. Real things happen to real people. Okay, and then real things happen to good people, by the way. Okay, and then so old age homes, we said in the private sector, you can have a private client. And then when we say in facilities, you can get jobs in the private sector, we mean the sky is the limit. You can go into a doctor's office and then you can handle the doctor's prep room, because we train you in vital signs. By the time you leave our camp, you can do all vital signs. You can do the urine test, all the basics. Urine tests, you can do them, you can read them. Glucose checks, you can do them, you can read them. So you can monitor a patient in a home setting. So we equip you. And then if you go on further to do our home-based care and home life care, we train you in first aid level 1 for free of charge, by the way. We throw in that certificate as well, meaning you are a first aider who can do vital signs, who can monitor a patient. You can do primary surveys, you can check on the patient, you know the relevant interventions. If something happens, you know how to intervene. So it means you can go into a doctor's home or office, like I said, and then you can handle the prep room. You can work with private patients, you can work in facilities, you can work in both government or private facilities, old age homes that is, and doctors' offices. Private clients, you can get any. And then when it comes to private clients, you can get a private patient, say for instance, who is a cardiac patient. And then it means you can work with patients like this. You can get a dementia patient. You can work with a patient like this. You can work with a patient who needs companionship only. Now, there are some families that will tell you that, you know what, we've got our own lives. We can't move out of our houses and go stay with mommy. Maybe mommy is not feeling well. And then mommy also will be saying, no, I want my privacy. I've got my own home. I don't want to be put in a facility. I don't want to go into an old age home. I want to stay in my home. So the family is going to opt to look for a carer, and then they will bring the carer into mommy's home. And then you find that, voila, you've got a job. So this is how this profession works. And then you can also, after you have done and you see that you have got a passion for teaching this program, you want to teach home-based care, or you decide, you know what, I underwent this training, I got a lot of inspiration, I got a lot of direction, because this is what we instill in our students. We instill direction, a firm foundation. It's not only caring that we teach. Then you can further and do your HIV testing and counseling, and you become a counselor who is already first aid trained, and then who can work as well with patients. Or if you don't want, you feel like you want to teach again other people, what you can do is you can do your facilitation training, and then you can find a program where you can facilitate. So the sky is the limit. And then in class, we have got things that we do, which we incorporate into the training, whereby you can actually do this, and then you get ideas on how to open a business of your own, how to be consistent. We teach this from simple, because remember, guys, our slogan is a new perspective in life. So we show you the ropes. We show you that it's not as complicated as you think. Making money, making it in life, having a fresh mindset, it's not as difficult as people make it appear. And this is, from coming from someone who has come from nothing. Even though I'm still at nothing, but I have direction, a lot of it, and I have got a lot of wisdom to impart. I have got a lot of, knowledge on how to develop someone who has got a passion. So, it's the sky is the limit, is what I can say. And then in the government sector, say for instance, you want to be a caregiver in the government sector. Hospitals don't usually employ caregivers. If they do, it depends. Nothing is certain. Some places you will find that people will go into public hospitals and then they are accepted, another person won't go. So that's a chance. It depends on your personality, it depends on your background clinically, it depends on your results at school. There's a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to government institutions. But then, say for instance as well, you would like to apply for work after the training in a government institution, you want to work in a government institution, what you need to do is you need to make sure then that when you are doing your home-based care training, you go and do your practicals in an old age home. But not just any old age home, an old age home that is DSD compliant, that is in their record that they are compliant, and we know that old people are safe with this facility. So then you may ask Ms. V, how will I know if a facility is what DSD compliant? This is where we come in, your trainer. So we know that there is this facility, because DSD has provided us with a list of facilities that are compliant with them. So if you do your practicals in a place like that, after training, what will be required is you will be required to bring your letter from the facility that you did in. And then in our facility where we trained you, we need your timesheet. So it means I'll take your timesheet and then I'll take I'll write you a recommendation letter, a very strong one, because our name is very respected. And then with those 3 documents and a certified ID copy, and then we engage DSD so that they can put you in their database. So this is now the option of the student. So this is how it works. And then when you are done with this, and then you know that you are sorted. So this is places that I don't know if I answered Lebo. When you watch this video, thank you for it. When you watch this video, then I know that you are definitely going to tell me whether I answered you correctly or whether you are satisfied with Ms. V's answer. So let me know. And then everybody else, thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful in your search for the next training that you will do. But at Home Life Care, our slogan is a new perspective in life. And then we started as strangers, but we end up being family. We are all about relationships. We are all about our student. We want one-on-one interactions. Our doors are always open for our students. So because we are concerned about your development. So thank you once again for watching. Tune in again tomorrow for another question. Anyone who wants any question answered, then you can hit us on WhatsApp, and then you can tell me your question. Yours may be the next one that I read. And shout out to you, Lebo. Thank you.